Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically Atlanta, Georgia. And even more specifically than that, I'm in front of the Atlanta History Center. I've been here before, visited the Museum of Barbecue that they have inside, but I've returned, and there's a very specific reason I have returned. Now, the Atlanta Cyclorama was an attraction that was opened in the 1880s. And what a cyclorama is it is a giant painting that is used to, my understanding, I've never seen one. This may be my first chance, but it is a painting that moves to show a giant elaborate situation. And this was a Civil War painting that moved around the room to show you a battle of the Civil War. And originally it was narrated by actual Civil War veterans. And this was in a building over by the Atlanta Zoo for quite some time. It was closed in 2015. I think the painting itself had become damaged and old and needed to be restored. So they shut down that whole building. The building itself was absorbed by the zoo, but they have finally reopened the cyclorama here at the Atlanta History Center, and we're gonna check that out today. So follow me. This here is a genuine Civil War train known as the Texas. Oddly enough, is in Georgia. So apparently Atlanta was once the beginning point of the Western Atlantic Railroad, and this was the 0-mile marker that begins said railroad. Here's some quick facts about the cyclorama. Painted in 1886 by 17 artists. It took 5 months. It cost maybe $40,000, who knows. It's 49 feet tall, 371 feet long, 17,866 square feet. It weighs 10,000 pounds. The painting weighs 10,000 pounds, that's crazy. 128 figures in the diorama, 6,000 figures in the painting. You decide. You can actually see the outside of the painting here in this building. It's canvas is pulled out and stretched into this circular formation. Okay, so I guess this is the cyclorama wrapped around this circular room. You can see there's miniatures. He's about half the size of a normal person there. You can see how they mesh in the miniature figures fading into the picture. Oh wow, look at that. You can see some very violent things occurring right there. Alright, there's these stairs going up. You can get a view of the battle down here. That's pretty cool. You can see the entire circular battle as if you were hovering above it. You can see the broken railroad ties down there. Some guys shooting from behind a barrel. There's a hill right here. You can see a dead guy right there. People rushing the railroad tracks. Yeah, all in all, this painting just does do a really good job of depicting how terrifying war is. I just noticed up in the sky there is only one bird. You can see the one bird up there at the top.
This looks so great.
Where were you during the battle?
I would have been right around there. Racing towards the big bird.
Me and my brothers fighting and standing together.
I see one Negro on this entire campus. Now I hope that brave soul has just liberated himself. So what I did, took my own freedom.
Real Georgia red clay will put you smack in the middle of the battle. Looks good as new, maybe even better.
This is modern day Atlanta overlaid.
Reynolds Town Station is now. you about that group.
And down here is the biggest Easter egg here at the Cyclorama. That dead body right there is actually Clark Gable. He had wanted to be inserted into the diorama, so they made him a dead soldier, and he's got a really weird smile on his face. Okay, so a little more history about the Cyclorama itself. As I've come in here, I've learned a bit. So the Cyclorama was originally on display in Minnesota and created in my hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Battle of Atlanta is a battle that the Union actually won. So it was a tribute to the Union originally. And then after it was displayed in Minnesota, it was purchased by a man from Georgia who wanted to put it on display in Atlanta. And he had made the decision to alter the painting, to change it, to make it look as though the South was winning the battle, and actually advertised it as the only Confederate, how did they put it? The only Confederate won battle ever painted. So that was kind of an interesting twist. They actually changed the soldiers, made certain, changed the color to make certain things appear differently as they originally were, painted Confederate POWs as Yankee POWs. And in the 1930s, a push was made to make it more historically accurate, and the alterations to make the Confederates win were switched back, and now the Union was once again winning the Battle of Atlanta that they actually won in reality. And apparently this Cyclorama did spin at one point, but that was not the original construction of it, and I guess they've returned it to the original idea where it is a still painting that you can observe. Now here is the actual bullet that killed General James McPherson. Yeah, here's the old location at the Atlanta Zoo. Some old souvenirs from the Cyclorama. Love that pendant right there. Civil War items that were used in the field that have been painted. Yeah, I wanted to check on this. Last time I was here, they had a genuine Civil War era carpet bag, and it's been stolen. Yeah, see the no good carpetbagger right there. So that was the Atlanta Cyclorama, and very cool to finally get to see it myself. It's interesting, a Civil War attraction that has been around just shortly after the Civil War is when it started, and it's been in many different iterations over the years. I guess started in, was created in Milwaukee, was transported to Minnesota, I think it was moved to Chattanooga briefly, and then finally settled in Atlanta. It was the Battle of Atlanta after all, so only appropriate that it would find itself situated in its city that it is named after. And very interesting presentation that they have nowadays. They give a very almost tell the story of the painting itself, how it had changed over the years, how people's interpretation had changed. They talked about that a black mayor here in Atlanta had fought to restore the Cyclorama, that he wanted to preserve it, and then some other people were saying, you know, why would you want to preserve, you know, this Civil War battle? And, you know, he was saying this is a battle that the Union won. It was an important battle for the Union. So I'm saying it was a turning point in the Civil War, and that it was important to recognize that. And of course, different people have used it for different agendas, different ideals over the years, and I think they did a pretty good job of covering all that, about how, you know, it means different things to different people. Some parts of it upset people, and some people, you know, very much enjoy what is depicted in the painting. I definitely encourage you to come out and see this piece of history here at the Atlanta History Center, the Cyclorama. And isn't that an awesome name, the Cyclorama? There is other Cycloramas around the country, or there was at least. I know that there is a different painting in Gettysburg. I've not seen that one either. As far as I know, those are the only two that are still active. If you know of any other Cycloramas that are currently active, put a comment down in the comment section and let me know. know about it. If you'd like to see other attractions I've visited, please check the interactive map in the description. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider buying a t-shirt. Consider donating to Patreon. A $3 or more donation will get you a postcard once a month. But for now, this one's in the bag.